Hello, this is Layla from Silk&Wool, and today's video is about short rows shaping for sweaters. And I'm making this video to go with a pattern for my modern vintage sweater. So today I am going to finish off working on the back of the sweater, and I'm going to shape the shoulders and the neckline of the back using short rows. Having the shaping will allow the sweater to sit nicely and comfortably and to have a good fit, and as opposed to using the traditional technique where you bind off stitches gradually, this creates a unique line that is easier to seam afterwards, and it creates a nicer and a more even seam. So I'm following the pattern, and so I have completed I have now completed this part, so I have finished on the last row before cabling, before making the cable cross, and so this is my draft pattern. So it's possible that the pattern that you will have will look differently, but the essence of the process will be the same. So I'm now on row 1 of the back neck and shoulder shaping, and we start with purl 2, we cross our cable, purl 63, which means that we're going to purl across all of the body except for the last stitch, and then we need to do a wrap and turn. So here we go. Purl 2, so I have a very thin cable needle, never mind. So for my cable, I slip 4 stitches on the cable needle, put it behind my work, then knit next 4 stitches, and then use the stitches from the cable needle, and now putting the next 4 stitches again on the cable needle, but this time leave it in front. Knit 4 stitches from the main needle, and then go back to your cable needle. So my cable cross is finished, And I am now going to purl all stitches that are in the purl section, but the last one. So in the pattern, this part is described in writing, but there is also a chart that shows you exactly how all the stitches line up for the wrap and turns, in case this may help anyone. So I'm getting close to the end. So this is the 63rd stitch that I've purled. We have one left and we need to wrap and turn. So to wrap and turn a purl stitch, you leave your yarn behind the work, slip the stitch purlwise, bring the yarn in front of your work and slip the stitch back on your left needle. And now we turn our work. And our yarn is behind our work, ready to knit. And row 2 in the pattern says knit 62, wrap and turn, which means that you need to knit all the stitches in the middle section apart from the last one. There you go. You have one stitch left. And now we need to wrap and turn a knit stitch. To do that, we'll bring the yarn to the front of your work. We slip the stitch again purlwise. Put the yarn to the back of your work and slip that stitch back on your left needle and turn. And as you can see, our yarn is now in front, ready to purl. We're on row 3 of the pattern, and it says purl 20, wrap and turn. So that's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. So we're now going to use short rows to shape this part of the back, and we'll be doing at the same time a little bit of shaping for the neckline here, and we'll be doing some shaping for the shoulder on this side. So we now need to wrap and turn. It's a purl stitch, so again, yarn in the back, slip, put the yarn in front, slip the stitch back, and turn. Row 4, knit 15, wrap and turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we're wrapping the next stitch. So we've made 15 stitches here, and we wrap the next stitch, and we turn our work so that we can work in the opposite direction. So we're now on row 5, purl 10, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we wrap the next stitch, wrap, and we turn. Row 6 is knit 3, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, wrap and turn. So we're now on row 7. It says purl 47, lifting and purling together the wraps as you come across them, and then wrap and turn. So in the chart, that is the part of the pattern, I have marked the stitches where you need to lift and purl together the wraps, and I'll show you now how to do it. So this is the first one. You can see I've purled 3 stitches, and now I have come across a stitch that has been wrapped. It sort of stands a little bit separately from the rest of the stitches, and you can see the wrap that is here. In traditional patterns, for example in socks, when you lift the wraps on the purl side, you lift them from the back and purl the stitches together, which creates a nice look on the right side. However, our sweater, the purl side is the right side, so we're going to deal with purl wraps as if they were the knit wraps. So you grab your wrap from the outside on the part that faces towards you, you put it over the needle, and then you purl these two through the back loops. This way the wrap is much less visible. So we continue. I have come to another wrap. You can see it separates the wrap stitch from the rest. So once again, I lift it from the side from the front side, the side that faces towards you, put it over the stitch and on the needle, and then I insert my needle through both of these from the back. Hopefully you can see it, and I purl them together through the back loops. We continue. Seven. So that's 47 stitches purled, and I'm wrapping the next one, and I'm turning my work. So now we're here. Knit 15, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the yarn to the front, slip, yarn to the back, slip stitch back and turn. And so we're now shaping this other side of our work. Purl 8, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And wrap and turn. Now we're on row 10, knit 3, wrap and turn. 1, 2, 3, wrap and turn. Alright, so I've turned my work. Now I am on row 11. Purl 11, lifting and purling together the wraps as you come across them. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do them as purled together through the back loop. So I lift from the front, put the yarn on the needle, go from the back and purl these two stitches together. So this is one, this is the next one, and this is the last. And now we are finally going to make the cable on this side. So slipping 4 stitches on the cable needle, knitting 4 stitches from the main needle. Now knitting the 4 stitches on the cable needle that behind, and now I'm slipping the next 4 stitches on the cable needle, putting it in front of my work, and I'm knitting the next 4 stitches from the main needle, and finally 4 stitches from the cable needle that were in front, and slip the marker, and I'm purling my last 2 stitches. And here we go. You won't be able to see it that well on the cable needle, but or on the cable of my circular needle, maybe a little bit. So we have shaped a little bit of neck shaping here, and you can see we have shaped our shoulder, but it's all very nice and seamless, and you could well bind off all of the stitches now and seam them, but I prefer a different method, and I'll show you in a different video when I have completed the front how I will join the 2 parts together. Thank you. Goodbye.